injury time as well. Is that something you had an issue with as well?
Well, it's easy. I'd say Ollie was down for 2 minutes on his own, and then you had like stoppages galore after that. Like, but your man is what he is, and I can't change it.
There were issues again with the shooting though from Kildare. That's got to be something that does disappoint you too.
Yeah, we had white, but you're so with Dublin. Like, it's part and parcel of football. Like, you can train for that and you can work for that, and you'd like to put them over. But as I say, there's some things you can't train for. There's some things you can't do in the training pitch that you can't control. Like, and it's just a pity some of our matches come down to that. But like Dublin are a good squad. Like, I think Pat's doing a great job with them. Some of their tactics were very good. Like, they dropped their wing backs deep this time to try and pull our wing forwards. Like Slapper and that, try and pull them out of the game. It was good. It was a good game that way. Like, I think Pat's a smart fella. Like, he knows his stuff. He's a good squad there. Like, and you don't want to take away from that. Like with anything else, it's just difficult at times. It's hard. Like, as a manager, because you train with these boys. It's 4th year now. Like, and you keep pushing them, like, and they keep coming. Like, nobody can get away from them. Even when things going against them, they'll come back. They'll go for every ball. They'll put the scores on the board. They'll come back at times, and then you just have some fellas having the courage to make the right decisions, and it's tough.
Just before I let you go, quick word on the role of John Doyle in the second half. Was he slightly injured? Is that why he was playing so defensively?
No, like they were trying to pull him out of the game too with different sort of tactics, and we just sort of brought him back a wee bit sort of to run on the ball. Like, but yeah, it helped us to an extent. You rob Peter to pay Paul in some regards. But like, they have a good defensive system. You're not going to get as many shots as you do against other teams. Like, they're very rigid in the way they sort of defend. And we had our chances and stuff like that there, but it's a pity.
Well, you came roaring back last year. I'm sure you'll do it again this year. Thanks a lot, Kieran.
Thank you.
I'm saying something.
Yeah, and he's terribly disappointed because I think there was more in it for them to win a Leinster championship than Dublin. He hasn't won anything in charge of Kildare, and to get a Leinster championship win would have been a great boost to the team. Now he has to go back and build from the bottom up again, and I'd say he'll be very proud of the players. But the stark reality of this, when Dublin had 15 and Kildare had 15, Dublin were the better team and looked to have the better method of playing. And he made reference to it. Dublin are very well organised. We talked about it at the start. Paul Flynn and Brian Cullen defending, going back, doing all the work, and then they're taken off and put on 2 fresh men. So Kildare are probably just slightly worse than Dublin, but very slightly.
Yeah, looked like we were going to have a 4-point buffer there towards the end, but in fairness, Kildare worked the ball up well. And it was difficult to shut them down with 14 men. They were always going to have that overlap, but once again, just credit to Bernard Brogan for popping that free. I think he showed why he's Player of the Year.
It's very disappointing, I suppose. Like, we're there to play, and that's our job, and expect other people to do their job, and it's just disappointing when decisions maybe are a bit clear cut, don't go with you, and then there's a few dodgy ones that go against you. And look, we can lay down a cry, or we can get up and fight on, and I suppose that's with this panel, that's the only thing they know is to go ahead again, and we have to go through the qualifiers, and we've no choice. That's just what's facing us. But it's very disappointing. Very disappointing.
All right.
But the first guy we looked for was the Kildare fullback Mick Foley, who was marvellous throughout the match, and his efforts were outstanding. Alan Brogan, the Dublin number 11, just put on a tremendous show as well. And Paul Conlon, who we've just mentioned, was very, very steady throughout, and for a debutant, made a big contribution to the Dublin win.
OK, they're the nominees. Tony, who gets the award?
Well, we chose Alan Brogan, picked that centre forward, a fantastic footballer. And any other team, he'd be their main player. And up to recently, he was their full forward, insider. He was their go-to man. Here we have the Brogan brothers striding on and kicking the ball over the bar with confidence from 35 yards. He can create scores, he can make scores. And look, he makes up a very good forward line that Dublin didn't have up to this year.
Good decision there too.
Yeah.
All right then, so well done to Alan Brogan, and after the match he spoke with Joanne Cantwell.
Jerry Reynolds is here to present the Ulster Bank Man of the Match Award to Alan.
Congratulations. Thanks very much. Okay, thank you.
Well done, Alan. Are you a bit surprised that you're not perhaps looking ahead to a replay at this stage?
Yeah, it was a very close game, and it looked like at the end it was going down to the wire. But in fairness to Bernard, at the end it was a pressure kick, and he kicked it very well. But I thought we did okay in patches. Obviously going down to 14 men didn't help us, and in that heat out there with the way Kildare run at you, it was going to be hard to contain them. But look, we managed in the end. We're just pleased to be in a Leinster final.
OK, well done to Alan. Time for a short break, but bucket loads of Al McMahon recall.